that yesterday I almost thought I would not attend today. I was so broken, but since I'm moved by passion and I'm motivated to do this, I am able to stay up and I'm willing to ride up to the end. I'm just trying to find out solutions. But that's me. I don't know how everyone else is going to do it. And I know it's going to work for me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what the other thing? Yes, Prime Manual. Yes, Prime Manual.
Okay. Okay. I just want to give a little piece of advice. I have a bit of experience in developing. So this is for Judith particularly. Well, I don't know what your context is. You might probably be tired when you're trying to attend these sessions, but this is the truth about building. If you don't build along, you may think you're understanding the code, but you're actually not until you're actually practically developing. Why I'm saying this is because if you build along, it gives you the opportunity to get answers to questions and maybe expand your knowledge on some of the concepts that are being shared in real time. Because if you take a recording, I'm not saying a recording is a bad thing, but don't stay out of the session with the assumption that the recording is going to give you everything. I recommend try as much as you can to build along. I don't know up to what degree that might be possible for you, because that's the only way you're going to have the opportunity to learn faster. That's my, it's just something I'm sharing with my experience in development.
All right.
Emmanuel, so I think you're very, very right about that. So what I'm doing is I keep along. I'm on the sessions. I'll follow. I watch along closely. So if there's anything I'm not understanding, I ask questions so that when I'm watching the recording, I know exactly what's happening. Then also, in case along the way of my watching the recording, I've missed out something or I'm not getting something. Since this is going on, I write it down and bring it up the following day. If I can research about it and get answers, that would be nice. But if I can't get an answer, I'll just note it because I have a pen and paper. Maybe I should show you. See, I have a book, I have a pen and paper. So if there's anything I'm not getting, I write it down and then I bring it up to the next session. I ask before we proceed. I'm sure you guys wouldn't refuse to help me out.
The other thing I can choose to do. So we also decided that we shall be uploading like these sessions. So it's just that this week has been tricky. I think we've only uploaded the first session, the one we had initially. So yeah, we have a backlog of videos. The other thing we could do is I'm seeing like a little bit of tension, like people are trying to catch up because yeah, my intention was to build another project, another mini project using Hard Hat, but we can also choose to leave this session and have it tomorrow, and maybe we use it to upload the videos that we haven't uploaded yet, or if you need access to certain material, I don't know. It is us. So what are your suggestions about that?
I think I like, but also I've not understood it fully before I like, before I accept. What do you mean leave this session? Like not have today going on and then we catch up tomorrow?
Yes, I feel like that because I'm just imagining now if I do, for example, another build up. So, for example, if I'm to build the app with Hard Hat, I'm going to use Node.js. So, I'm going to sort of upgrade from just JavaScript to Node, and then that needs you to have at least have a grasp on JavaScript. Maybe you did it or you got something wrong, but you've gone through that HTML, JavaScript, CSS, JavaScript, and now okay, this is how maybe I connect wallets with just within this context. Then yeah, then we at least start, even if you're not on 100%, but 60-70% would do. So yeah, I'm just thinking of that. Probably we could pause it and have it tomorrow, so that on Saturday, if I we say that we are going to, each person is going to build something, maybe collect all the concepts, it is easier, because that's what on Saturday we want to do. Like you build something maybe from what we've learned, or just connecting ideas or trying out and come up with something, even if it has one functionality, tweet about it, and then yeah, we push it. So what do you think? Or we should just have this session? Yes, someone had their hand up.
Yeah, I have a suggestion. Since we've already committed this time to doing the session, let's do something productive during this period. I know some of us, like me personally, I haven't reached the level where I can do the assignment, but I know there are parts of the assignment that were non-technical, like the smart contracts part. So I think it's best if we can do a maybe go through those parts that were non-technical and make it kind of like a Q&A, answer some of the technical things that we all aren't versed with yet. That's my suggestion. So we don't have to lose the time.
Okay, that's a good suggestion. I think everyone learns at a different pace, so some coding along is a go. Okay, someone is. So Arnold, any suggestions?
I halfway want to agree with Manuel about not losing the time. That'd be great, because you don't know what I did, me personally, to be here today. I was somewhere in Nabuelu. I spent all my money jumping on a border, running like this, like, guys, have a session at 5.
Yeah.
So um this means so much to me, so much to me. But however, it doesn't also make sense to keep going straight when it's going to be a little bit overwhelming. So Manuel, how about if instead of like taking the whole moment, like maybe from now to 9, we just do like an hour, because Mel was in support of actually flagging off today. And to me, that would even give me much time to, and others, I think, not everyone, much time to actually sit down and do everything. And I'm sure every assignment would be on point. And even if we say you're adding other assignments tomorrow, there will be that enough time whereby you have to roll all the way from now to maybe sometime in the middle of the night, then catch up and finish up the other time. So if everything is running concurrently, it can get a bit tough whereby you have tasks to accomplish and then there are other new ones coming in, and it's quite overwhelming. It's just, again, me. I'm just the minority. I will go with the majority. It's just what I think. So both turning this session off and maybe having like an hour over of the moment, and not take all the 3 hours all the way to 9, would be great. So this is like 6:30. If by 7:30 we are done, I think that would be great. Or totally turning it off just for today.
Yeah, I think I.
Any other
Oh,
suggestions?
sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree with Judith, because the whole reason we're not moving forward is because there are concepts we haven't uh, obtained well in our minds yet. So I think we can do a little bit of the non-technical part of the assignments we have, then maximize the rest of the time to complete the projects. Yeah, I think that will be effective.
Okay. Ashraf was saying tech stack. I think we've looked so much at the tech stack, but we are building something JavaScript. So JavaScript also connects to smart contracts. I don't know whether you attended at least the one we had. Yeah, if you can build something JavaScript, the main essence is growing the brain of building an entire project. Because now, for example, next week we have a smart contracts maybe development. You will know why we are studying smart contracts. That we are studying to place them in like in this position in our app. So this week has been mainly building the tenacity of knowing that you have to build an entire working thing, front end, back end, and probably a smart contract part, or front end and smart contract part if it is the only logic. So yes, Mungaba Sharaf, that is something. But um, otherwise, other than that, the assignments are also in the Decentral Code Telegram channel. Maybe I could teach like for some 30 minutes. I don't know. Is that viable or? So I missed the last two due to internet issues. Okay. All now, what I can do is also I can work on uploading all the sessions so that we don't have such issues like I missed the last two, or because next week I want to be on time on uploading. The main issue we are having is since these sessions are long, they really take time to, even if you want to reduce just the weight of it, it will take you some time. And yeah, because I'm seeing Ashraf said I saw I missed the last two due to internet issues. Or the other thing is we can create sort of groups and discuss between each other. Maybe people could inquire from those who did something. I don't know. Or I can take some like minutes and teach something at least, and teach maybe two concepts. And yeah.
I think I just said like you wrote for the 30 minutes, and then we have the other time to get back to the other projects. I think that would be great. Group, I think we are a team, the whole of us. Just thinking.
Okay. Okay. So let's learn something. Um, Let me share my screen. So yesterday we talked about things like variables, and also control flow, I think flow, like if conditions, yeah, things like that. So today I'm interested in talking about mapping. So maybe someone to say anything, it's fine for me. It's fine for me as long as you provide something like a meeting summary in PDF of what you taught. Is that fine? Just a request. So is there someone doing meeting summaries? I always see emails. I think it is Judith who does a meeting summary. I don't know whether that works out. So someone was asking for
Yeah,
some.
I do my meeting summaries. However, I'm not sure if they take the whole session. Like here, you cannot catch for 3 hours because yeah, unlike today, you're going to have it for maybe like you're running for 30 minutes. But other days, it can never catch for 3 hours. It's usually an hour because I'm not paying for it. I just use the other functions like recording my screencasting, and then I catch up later on.
Okay. So okay. Yeah, I think maybe providing the videos will help. So probably from today up to tomorrow, maybe we can have some sessions like put out there. Yeah, so probably you could watch through, and also those maybe who are finding issues could see how we are developing, and then we move on. Otherwise, so I wanted to talk about mapping. So mapping, it's all about key value. So where is it? Okay. So in case you want to name a solidity file, Torres starts with Torres ends with the .sol. So and we said most of our smart contracts will start with the licensing SPDX. So you have to start by naming the solidity version, pragma. So whatever solidity version you choose, at least, but I think it should be greater than maybe 0.8.19 as of now. So you could say 25 or 26. So the way we do mappings, it is you mark so okay, let me for sort of key and value. I think I'll explain. So for example, if I want to know so let me say I want to know the amount that an address holds. So I will map an address, wallet address of a person. So we said, like, for example, words like address are global variables because they are defined within the blockchain, within like the Ethereum smart contract, I think, language, I can say that. So let me say I want to know the balance. So know the balance that wallet address holds. So one thing you have to know in in a blockchain is that your assets are stored on the blockchain. Your address actually just maps or points to those that belong to that address. But for example, if you lose your wallet address, your assets still stay on the blockchain. So that means that, yeah, that is that. Many people think my assets are stored in my wallet. No, they're actually stored on the blockchain, but the wallet is used to map towards that which belongs to that address. Yeah. So if I say this is mapping between address and uint, maybe here I can say this is the name, which is balance. I can say balance. So for this to be accessed like publicly, I use the public keyword. And yeah, most of the time this mapping will be found in many places. You want to vote and you want an address and then the vote, so you can map between an address and yeah, and the uint. You can map between, also you can have inner mappings. Anyway, let's continue. So this is a global variable declared. So let me probably have a function. The name is get. The name of the function can be different, but most of the time the reason why we name these functions get is because we are going to use the function maybe for reading purposes. But you can name your function anything that you okay, let me close this. So most of the time here in this function we put things like either they are called, I think, data types. You can put a uint, for example, uint, and then the name of that data type in that function. You can put a string. So this address is defined within I can say within the syntax of Ethereum. So you can also use it as maybe, let me say, an address. So we said if we are just viewing from the blockchain without writing to it, maybe we are just reading, we use public view returns. And so if we want to, for example, associate with this, when you're mapping key values, so the value is of type uint. So if you want to associate this address with what you're returning, you should return a uint, because this balance, which is the variable, is a uint. So we have mapped an address to a uint. Maybe I can return it back to scores. I don't know. Yeah. But let's public view returns. So here I can have the return. So how do you return a mapping? So this return mechanism is like when you're fetching JSON data in Web2. But anyway, so whenever you have a mapping, it will always return some value, so of balance. If it does not have a value, maybe the initial, to return the initial balance, the initial value of this could be 0. So this is how we return the value of this mapping. And like mappings are very, very common. Most of the complex things that you will think about in Solidity to do will be used, like you will require just to use mapping. So I don't know if I'm explaining it well. So always returns a value, and if there is nothing set, then to return, of course, the default value. Yeah, we can also have a setting function, the one that can be used to write to the smart contract. And we said whenever we are writing to the smart contract, we incur gas. Oh, Judith, yes, your hand is up. Yes, Judith.
Yes, please, if you could remove that window.
Which
So
window?
I want to be looking at the code.
Am I
Oh,
now?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, there. So you said mapping, if not set, it will always return a default value. So in this case, I have two questions. In this case, where is the mapping set? And which one is the value? And then imagine it wasn't set. What would be its default value? Secondly, what is connecting this mapping and the function? You're returning a balance, but how is the function and the mapping communicating?
Okay, that is a good question. So when you declare sort of a state variable, like maybe I say string x, let me say string public x, or just string. When you write any public variable, it can be accessed in like other functions. So I could access this string. Let me say here, if I put an and I just say string underscore x. Okay. Now maybe I can explain it even this way. You see, when you are passing on data, so let me say you're passing on data from in JavaScript. I think that's almost similar, because when I do, so let me say this mapping here, yeah, and I name it balance. So I will return the balance because this variable is globally like accessible, but then I have to attach it to this function. So instead of having instead of now just having balance, I'll have something that I've defined. So I've defined an address which is ADR. So this address will just be attached to balance, because balance is a state variable, and this is defined within this get function. Anyone who can explain other than me? I always want to get people's perception, or what have you understood if you've tried to grasp it? Because state variables are always accessed within all the functions. Then for this mapping, of course, now this we shall get the balance will be something like maybe an integer or a float. So this is like saying you int so the result will be like you int something, you int balance is assigned to some value, or you int balance just, yeah. So this uint, since we want this balance to be attached to an address, so we shall map an address to a uint to get the balance of that wallet address or of a wallet address. I don't know if it makes sense. Please ask more questions so that I can get to know how better to explain, or someone else can ask. Yes.
Yeah, I was getting it. But although a few things are missing, but it's okay. At least I've gotten the first concept, especially on how they're communicating, how the function is able to return balance. But also, I want to know in mapping, what imagine you had not set the value, what would be the default value?
So
Also, what is current value now?
probably we can deploy this and see. Um, yes, I've saved it. So you can use Control S. I've used Control S to compile, and we can deploy just to. For now, let me see if I have. I was gifted by some Lisk tokens. Okay. Okay, I think I've deployed it. So when you come here down, so there is no set function, but there is get. So if I get, so the default is, oh, no, that was yesterday. So here I have x, I think. So I did a string x, since it is public, I can fetch it, but here you can get. So here they are saying an address required. So this mapping is for getting balance of a given address. I can put in my wallet address. So we have 0. So I think the default value is already 0. And maybe now when we set using the set function, yeah, you can ask. You can ask. So probably naming it balance change okuba kiconfusinze. And
What did you say was the value was zero? The default value was zero?
yeah, the default balance value is 0 because we have not set anything. So I think if you don't set anything, the default value equals 0. And
Okay. At what point? At what point are you supposed to set?
you
At,
write a
at
set function. So probably we can write a set function. So maybe this word balance is a big issue, because sometimes when we talk about balance, someone feels it's this balance.
yes, it's
So
what I'm thinking.
okay, so thank you for that. So let me make this, for example, scores. So we have mapping address tree. So we're mapping an address to an integer. It's like we want an address to store some integer and return it as a result.
Okay, for example, like my MetaMask wallet address, which is 23/490 question mark whatever, to
Mm,
return a certain value, like the value you just shown from your MetaMask wallet, right?
no. So the value on my MetaMask wallet, this money on my MetaMask wallet, yeah,
Yes.
if I want to return it, to see it, what I can do is I can use packages like ethers.js or VM or something. But there are things like, for example, if I want to vote and maybe whoever holds one unit of a given, maybe probably token, every address owns one token, or whoever owns maybe 1 unit is equivalent to one vote. Yeah, or even it could be mapping of like that money that I have, that is all dependent because you have to set it. So I can choose to set these scores as the balance of on the wallet address. But this mapping is like a data type. I can set data type like the way you see string. Yeah, mapping is also like that. I think now, yeah, you can ask more because I think the balance word was not maybe the good one to use.
Maybe what I'd ask is the string up there. You notice the string
This
is
string,
not it's not initialized. It has no value. Now, if that is a string, imagine you start with uint instead of saying string. Would you start with uint or uint 256?
uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Let's
Okay.
let's
Now, how come it has no value? And what is there a default value that, or is it possible to set a value, or you can just leave it at default value? How do you get to know the value of that global variable? Because I'm sure that string x and y are actually global variables, right?
yes. So probably what we can do is deploy. We go back, Control S, or you compile, and then deploy again. So yeah, our smart contract has been deployed. Okay, so we can call x is 0 and is string, y is 0 and is a uint. So this means that the default value of whatever you declare is 0. But then there is a difference between this 0 and this 0. So this string 0 is uh, is like this, and this 0 is like this. Yeah, so that means that the y can undergo arithmetic things, but x is a string.
Okay, Vian, will you please assign values to the two variables so that you call it up, you deploy and call it, and we see what it returns?
So probably I assign from here
Yes,
string x equals to what?
maybe hello cohort 1.
Can say Judith. So since this is an int, we can assign it to 100, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
So save or compile and then deploy. So creation of map is pending. Okay. So if I call, why? Okay, now I think I know the issue. So first, if you to call this, I think you're supposed to either use a constructor or set. If you want this to be 100, okay, let me sort of do that. Let me see how I can make, for example, this 100.
But I think it's almost maybe right, but just because the other one was a string, I expected the output to be Judith. Instead, it says string, which is okay. Then the y, well, is it's returning an integer value. So I don't know, could that be true? But I expected 100.
Yeah, so true. What you're saying is true. You expect sort of like 100, but I think, yeah, uh,
Yes. Because always when you initialize or when you sign a value to a variable, when you call it, you want to see that value, right?
yes.
Okay, solidity is kind of different. You didn't see the value, it just gave us that data type.
So if we want to sort of, I think, see the value, we must write a function for maybe probably view returns or initialize in a constructor. Okay, let me just try it here, and yeah. Let me just return. Let me first return one and see. So x be assigned to. So I don't know why. Mm, let me write a new one.
Yeah, let's use AI, man. I mean, AI era. So what was it GPT? Yeah, that was nice.
So jibuze cow and you let me know. Like I think yeah, can do research both way. So what have you got?
I'm following.
Okay. Okay, let me just now yeah, let me just run this. So already it has just brought two warnings. Sustainability can be restricted to pure public view returns. We can just continue and deploy. Yeah, successfully deployed. So the number is showing, the text is not.
Yeah, the string is not showing.
Hmm. Probably we should maybe initialize it in a constructor because public variables are stored on the blockchain.
Maybe that's how it's supposed to be. Could it be?
Could it do what?
Maybe that's how it's supposed to be.
Like,
Like show the data type, not the value.
okay, For now, let's take it on that. Maybe we can note it down and research more on that, why it is not showing the value.
Right.
Yeah. I think the first thing when we deploy this, you could set the data and get the data. Let me probably redeploy this. So let me get the data. I think that's how it's supposed to be. It just shows data. Probably it could be like maybe a constructor. I will just research and see.
Yeah, I think it's just how it is. Cause I mean, it's just showing the other types. I think it's just how it works.
So the other thing is, the other thing I think that causes the issue is this. So when you're putting, for example, this data in a string, it uses memory. So you can either use memory or storage. So your strings are stored uniquely. So if here I use, for example, storage, if you use storage, it means that this data will be stored like permanent on the blockchain. Whereas if you use memory, it's like it is just required during the execution. So it's during time for execution. I think something like
Oh,
that.
so when we're just writing code and testing, we say memory, and then when we are deploying, you say storage.
No. We always use memory because we don't want to store data on a blockchain. It will be very costly even when we deploy the smart contract. So that's why we use memory. So I believe here in the string, either we have to initialize it in a constructor and then be explicit about, because the way strings are accessed, it's like they are pointers. So be strict about whether we are initializing it as a memory or as a storage. But I think we can do research around it out from here. That was a good question. Okay, where are we mapping? I don't know why this isn't now showing, but so as we said, mappings are used like key value pairs, and there's also like nested mappings. So for example, if you want, as we talked about issues, we have a lot of centralized governance in the in Web3 ecosystem. Maybe you want to write a smart contract that people can use to vote. So, and you want to map votes to a person being voted, or you want to map votes to a person voting, how many veto power they have. So things like that. And I don't
Yeah,
know.
can you go back to the other one a little bit? Like, I want to know why is it that string was not able to show the value. I want to research some more about it. Like,
So where are we? The one we were on
yeah,
previously.
the second one you wrote.
This one.
Yes. Was it this one? Yes, where there was a string, a variable, a string variable, and an integer variable. You went. So I want to know. I'm just curious and to research about it. Why the string value was not able to show. I want to write it down. Then let's do some. personal research. I hope that's okay with you. Just give me a minute while I type it. You don't first remove the screen.
You in 256 public. Uh, was it this
Oh,
one?
will you upload that maybe to GitHub or something so I can get it from there? Because everything worked fine except the value was not showing. So will you upload it somewhere so I get it instead of me getting
Okay.
it this?
Um, no, I don't know which one, but I will upload like every because I think I think I'm going to really upload. But I don't know which one because what I will do. Yeah, I will upload. Are you saying is it this one?
Any of them, I just want to know why the string value was not able to display. The uint value was displaying, but not the string value. The value to the string global
Okay.
variable. I'm just curious. Why is it way? Like, does it work that way?
Yeah.
What does it protect? I'm just curious. I'm just using my curiosity.
Yeah. That's all right. I'm also going to research. I think about it. Yeah, but that's awesome.
All right. Are we like on time?
Yeah, the other topic I wanted to talk about was just a recap about Node apps. I don't know whether that's something that is fine.
You had said like just like 30 minutes, and then we continue with the others. How about we grab the note tomorrow?
All right, all right. I think also that concept is huge. Yeah, that's any other person having suggestions or people got tired and were left somewhere. Maria, Paul, Mr. Manuel, do you have like suggestions?
They're still testing the code.
Yeah, I think we can stop here for. Yes, Maria.
Yes, actually, I've been going along. I've been working with you as you teach as I code along. Yeah, so for the node, I think we can start on it tomorrow.
All right, all right. I hear you. Yeah, any other person? For the node, we start tomorrow. Yeah, so I really encourage us to always. Yes, Mr. Ashraf.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah. So for me, I did not use the web editor, the Remix IDE. I
Yes.
was setting up environment. I used Ganache, Truffle, and installed Solidity in my VS Code so that it
Okay.
would be easier for it to follow along.
So Ganache was depreciated. It's no
No,
longer supported, I think,
but I was still testing it with some code.
and it's still working. Yeah?
Yes, because it provided the URL when I used Truffle compile.
Mm,
It provided email, but it resulted into 400 bad requests when I pasted the URL in the browser. But here in my Bash console,
okay.
I had an error where it says something went wrong attempting to connect to the network.
Mm,
Now, this is because I have just turned off the internet,
mm.
but it's working well.
All right. If it is working, I think that's awesome. But what I know from it is that it was depreciated, and I think those are the issues that start happening, like maybe connection or wherever you want to connect to the internet, something happens. But nevertheless, we can use that. So yes, tomorrow we shall start with some simple node. Yes, Mr. Ashraf, and then do hard hats and do some simple project. Then have some sort of assignment that together that can be done on Saturday. You could invite me on a call. You could could make groups, yeah, online. And yeah, don't forget always like to tweet. And I know well Twitter and LinkedIn. Yeah, I learned to write long essays on LinkedIn, explaining your journey. uh, I saw those who tweeted. Some missed. If you can have either a picture on, maybe it could be a screenshot of what you are doing or what you are learning, and then also a sort of a video recording if you can. Yeah, that would be good. All I can say is that the world is watching. Yeah, let's go for that cash.
Actually,
Yes.
I was suggesting that uh, when we do the mini project,
Mm.
be better like if we choose our project, because I had a project which will be built on the blockchain,
Mm.
but there's I had less. Yeah, you can see on my GitHub it's called BitLearn. It was supposed to be an educational platform
Mm.
that allows students to learn and earn
Okay.
through through the blockchain, where they can earn points and they can be rewarded
Mm.
as time or data to keep up the motivation for students to learn.
Okay.
So I had simply built a simple high-level blockchain in Django, which
Mm.
just simulated blocks to test it out. But for the resources, I was going to use EtherJS,
Mm.
and I was currently learning through, but it's somehow complicated. So the StartNet provide a layer for us to build something like this.
Okay. Yes, we are listening.
Yeah, I'm done.
Mm. All right. I think, yeah. So we are still discussing on which day we can use as a pitch day. Yeah, we have many requests of people, saying us maybe we don't know how to pitch our project, so we need a day to pitch. Um, I would have said Saturday, but Saturday we want you people to build projects. Nevertheless, on Tuesdays, yeah, we have like pitch Tuesdays at 11 a.m. If anyone wants to be part, we could broadcast. And yeah, because initially we had thought of just having it on site. I know Judith is here, but we can also have it like a meet where we learn from each other, those online. But
Yeah, I'm already mad.
yeah, we can make it at 11. So it's in the morning. So I don't know if you can spare some time, maybe like 1 hour. Um,
Yeah, you just tell me when so that I prepare myself.
okay. Yeah, we have. So I think for now we can say we have pitch Tuesdays. Those who will who will manage to be part, we can come and pitch, and also elevate ourselves on how to pitch better, how to better present our projects and things like that. And maybe talk more opportunity wise in terms of, yeah.
By the way, I request to know how exactly Pitch Tuesdays work. Like every single one of us is expected to come up with an idea. You pitch it, and then see if the team can build or you build it.
So pitch Tuesday is about pitching. So come up with an idea, uh, and build the muscle and the confidence to articulate your idea with the thinkings of think about the business, think about the technology, what is solving those things, and then also build like sort of foundation to build it. So your idea could change with time. or as you're growing, but always having the culture of pitching and talking to people what exactly you are doing or you ought to do is a good thing. So pitch Tuesdays are for that kind of thing. Imagine you would. We also want to encourage us to think of innovation. Uh, Not innovation in such a way as people talk, but you can easily learn these things and keep just learning without a goal. So we want us to build, and at whatever level that you're building your project, you need to be able to sell it out, if it is to an investor or to a user. So that's what Pitch Tuesdays will be like. You've come up with the idea. We can, for these Tuesdays, we are going to just start with ideas that people have come up with, and as people learn and maybe iterate or change or find new challenges that they think they can sit and write code or solve for, then you can either change your pitch or just build on that. And we want to see that progress also, from the from the corrections that have been made, either from us or from the other members. So that's it. Prime Manuel.
Yeah, good evening, everyone, once again. Sorry, let me just.
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, sorry about that. What I want to say, I'm sorry, today's lecture, I've just been going through, I'm just trying to understand Solidity code. So I'll take time and revise it more today so that tomorrow I'm more effective. Well, what I wanted to say about particularly the Pitch Tuesday idea, there's this site I know where we can learn to communicate professionally so that as you're pitching on Tuesday, you're not just doing it to present to us, but you're practicing a skill that you're going to leverage later when you have an actual project that you want to talk to people about. It's called HP Life. I'm going to put the link in the description, rather in the chat here. So you could check there. There are short courses you could do over a period of like 2 to 3 hours. They are crafted well, short but very effective. So I think as we prepare for Pitch Tuesday, we could go through some of those things. There's things on communication, things on how to write the perfect pitch decks. Yeah, I think it might be helpful. By the time Tuesday comes, you could craft your pitch deck in an effective way. So I'm going to put the link in the chat, and if anyone thinks it may be helpful, you can just check it out.
I think you can also put it in Telegram.
Communicate.
Yeah. The other thing for Pitch Tuesdays is actually these days there's a lot of pitching in Discord channels and on Twitter. So as we mature, for example, maybe you are 2 months in and you people are on a project, we want to carry it to pitch on the internet because that's where the market is. Yeah. So that's the idea. We want to start it from somewhere, from this pitch to this, but our aim is to make sure that we can have pitches. We can invite maybe people from, let me say, it could be Ethereum Foundation, on our Twitter Spaces as people pitch, or could be from Lisk team, like could be from anywhere, and also see whether users are using so we want it to grow big. We don't want to just have our ideas die, but we want to ensure that whatever we are building, there is support, there is funding, or it could be the priorities with users. Yeah. So let's take it serious and let's grow together. So the link, you can also put it in the Telegram. Yes, I think I've realized we have a lot always to say, so it's 22 minutes to time, but if there is anything else, we could stop here for now and sharpen ourselves so that tomorrow we have Okay, if there is nothing else, we can call it a day. Is that okay?